Perfect. Hi, Richard Wynne, VP of Sales and Marketing, Ares Systems Corporation. Ares is a vendor of workflow solutions for scholarly publishers. Editorial Manager is our product. You'll see I have a timer here to keep me on track. So what do authors want from the submission process? They want speed, convenience. They just want to upload their files and be done. No hassle. But, oh, it's not going to go. Oh, yes, it is. On the other hand, what do funders want? Funders spend $1.6 trillion a year on scholarly research. So they want granularity, they want accurate data, they want accountability. And there's really no end in sight to this. We're going to ask authors to have ORCIDs, to identify funder FIDs, to identify institutions, to make disclosures. This is never ending and it's changing all the time. And by the way, every journal is different. So who's stuck between these competing forces? Well, it's the journal, it's you, and it's the peer review system that you use. And this is the choke point. This is the point at which you need those instructions to ask those authors for all of those things. And the context of this is open access, where the author is the customer more and more. The author and the funder are paying the APCs, and there's pressure to do things more cheaply. So that's really tough. Now, I wish there was a magic wand I could wave and say we'll go straight from the author files to clean data. That hasn't been invented yet and won't be for a while. So in the meantime, we have to have some other approaches that are more pragmatic. And they break down into two things. There are things that we can do in the UI, the user interface, to make it more usable and convenient. But there are strategic initiatives to hook up different parts of the ecosystem so that journals can benefit from some of the innovation that's going on out there. So in the interface, we can use things like drag and drop submit, graphical icons, autocomplete, acronym mapping, all sorts of things to get people to enter the data that they want. And all peer review systems are working on this. But the real innovation here is to enable submission partners who already have the data, who already have the structured data, to enter the manuscripts on behalf of authors. So submissions come in and come directly to the peer review system. So who would those submission partners be? Well, they might be language editing companies, they might be collaborative authoring tools, they might be journal selection services, or simple submission systems developed by publishers or journals themselves. So graphically, this is how it looks. You can either submit directly to the system as an author, or you can work with a submission partner who already has your data because maybe you authored the manuscript using their tool, and they can transfer it directly to Editorial Manager using JATS. In the interface here, you can see that it's received by the journal in a folder, identifying which submission partner the manuscript has come from, and then it can be trafficked back to the author to collect any information that was missing. So in this case, there are two routes. The manuscripts come in, it goes back to the author to collect any disclosures which are journal-specific, and to get the author to confirm the data, or the journal can choose to process the manuscript directly. You might say to me, Richard, this is such a fantastic idea. Why didn't we do this 10 years ago? Well, the answer is we didn't have the standards to do it. This would have been very costly to do. But now this is possible. Now we have JATS, now we have ORCID. This is actually very feasible. And I'm pleased to announce that we already have 3 submission partners. Editage, which is a language editing company. So if the manuscript has been prepared using Editage, they'll be able to transfer the manuscript directly to any of the thousands of journals using Editorial Manager. The second is an innovative startup company called Manuscript Apps, which has an application where authors collaborate to create manuscripts. They follow journal templates. Right now, it's principally a Macintosh-based solution, but going multi-platform. And as you can see here, the author profiles are already in there, the data is already in there and structured, and there are inline instructions as the author is writing the manuscript to help them prepare that manuscript. And I'm pleased to announce that we have just signed an agreement with Overleaf to be our third partner in this area, so that people who are using Overleaf to prepare manuscripts will be able to push a button and transfer those directly to Editorial Manager journals. So in summary, our industry has a problem. Manuscript submission is getting more and more complicated because of funder requirements. And we're all engaged in solving this problem, and I would welcome to hear from anyone else who'd like to be a submission partner. Thank you.